what's really interesting is that leadership to you is fundamentally about healthy relationships,
Mm.
right? And as we explored here, it starts with ourselves. And so how did this insight form for you, and how has it shaped how you lead?
Yeah, very good questions. I think when you're working with people, oftentimes the things that come up that bother you or the things that are coming up that is maybe putting you out of the present, it's often a reflection of who you are as a person, things that are coming up for you on the inside. And I truly have come to the belief that you can't take people to a place that you haven't been. And we often want people to be secure, to be confident, to be able to have some sense of autonomy, to lead well, to take care of the people that they work with. But first, that comes with you to be confident in who you are as a person, and to realize that you can be present for others, that you can be there for others. But first, it starts with you. And for me, getting to know myself has grown my confidence as who I am as a person, who I am authentically. And then it comes to a place where when you're needing to have those difficult conversations, you're needing to give feedback, you've set up a secure base with yourself, but you set up a secure base with other people through genuine relationship. And people know that that feedback or that hard conversation is coming from a place of a secure base, care, reflection, but also knowing that as a leader, I'm not trying to bring you to a place that I haven't been. I'm also on this journey with you.
And so you say, like, it's built on a foundation of a genuine relationship. How do you foster a genuine relationship with your teams, your team leads? I know at Taproot in particular, there's an enormous emphasis on developing sort of mid-level leaders across the organization. So how do you foster those genuine relationships with them? What does that look like from maybe from a high level and then from a nuts and bolts level?
Yeah, Taproot it's an organization of 750 staff, but we're spread out over like three provinces, Ontario, Alberta, and BC. And we've come to learn, and I think many people know this, is like we function as well as our mid-level managers function. Like if the mid-level managers aren't doing well, then to be honest, our organization isn't doing well. So we've put a lot of energy into those positions, and lots of that have come through coaching. So we are trying our best to start a coaching culture. I recently became a certified executive coach, so we use that sort of as the foundation of developing others. And some of the competencies of that is to be truly present for the people that you're with. First and foremost, if you set up a one-to-one with someone or you're in a staff meeting, then that is your time. That is their time. You have dedicated your time and space without distractions for those people in front of you. And for me, that has been the foundation of true relationship. The second piece of that is truly actively listening. So if you're with those people or with a person on a one-on-one, as a leader, it is your responsibility to actively listen to the person in front of you. And third, to be curious, to ask questions that reflect what they're saying to you. What we've learned, and I think this is in Brene Brown's new book as well, where it talks about people just want to be seen, heard, understood. And that's where we start here. We want people to be seen, heard, and understood. And we've done that through a coach approach.
You've been working with a lot of leaders across the organization and even beyond as well. It can seem such a like a simple thing, right? It is to be present right there. What are some of the key things that are sort of blocking that to happen, to be present?
Yeah, I think even for me, I would say, like, I say these things, but I'm not always actively present. I definitely am pulled in different directions. Things that get in the way for us is that because we're spaced out, it's often a virtual world that we live in. Some people have obviously people on site, but lots of our meetings are virtually. And it's easy to get distracted with a quick message, something coming up for you, or something happening in the program that you're in, or a family matter happening externally. But what we've been telling people, or I tell myself, is that it's very little that I can save or that I'm going to be needed for within half an hour to an hour. Like I'm not that important things will exist without me for an hour, so I can be that fully present. And we try to remind our staff of that. We try to remind ourselves of that, most importantly. But those are the things that often get in the way. Like yesterday, I had a coaching session with one of our leaders, and we were in back-to-back meetings leading up to our coaching session. So you sort of come into that a little frazzled, already not grounded. So taking a moment, hey, let's do quick 3 breaths, kind of remind ourselves where we're at, be fully present for this meeting, and then we sort of jumped into things. Those things sounds simple, but it does take courage to kind of start meetings that way. Like I remember the first time I've asked someone to do some breath work with me within the organization. Feels a little awkward, but it starts to become your norm once you kind of do it often. But those things have helped. But yeah, lots of distractions, especially in a virtual world.
Yeah. You know, out of the UK House of Commons, I did some work with Chris Ruan, a member of Parliament there, who led the mindfulness initiative to introduce that into the House of Commons. And he shared a really interesting approach where they would, for a long period of time, and I think they still do it, for every minute of a meeting, we would have 1 second of pause. And
Mm.
so with, a 1 hour meeting, okay, let's just have 60 seconds just to arrive, and people can do whatever they want, right? You could sit there and you can observe your breath, or you could just close up that email or silence your phone, or just take a few moments to jot down some notes, but just give you that chance to arrive and to transition.